Okay. All right. Now I think it works. Let me see. Does it work? Yes, no, maybe so. What an odd thing. YouTube is very finicky with everything, so please forgive me. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. All right. I think we're live. Yep, we're live. Awesome. Okie dokie. Well, now let's just see. All right, all right. Pretty sure you can hear that. Oh, okay. Well, it's not too bad. So we're pretty much in the clear. Awesome. All right, I'm super happy with this. Let's get the ball motherfucking rolling. Let's see. Let's see. No. Channel. View channel. Okay. We are live. All right. We are live. We are live. While I do this, motherfucking. All right. All right. Yep. Oh boy. Oh wait, there's a link. Beautiful. We are live. Yeah. Okay. All right. So everything seems to have been set up properly. I say as I am talking to myself. That's all right. Okay. Stream. Slather me in mayonnaise and call me a good girl. Well, Jesus Christ, I am not sure how to feel about that, but hey, we ball. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, I'm just like really really far away from the mic right now. Don't worry. All right. So, I'm going to give it a few more minutes before I start this beautiful stream. This is a new experience for sure, and that's okay. It's all right. We do beautiful new things every day. Though today I do not believe we will be drawing beautiful new things. I fib. It probably will be new. That's okay though. Okay. All right. Oyam. Yeah, I love Oyam. Cute little Oyam. Let me see if I can. She's a funny lass. Little Kale. Just move my shit over real quick. I have the power to draw a lot of things, but I would never do that. I would never ever abuse my power. Ever. Ever. Yeah, but I could like commission somebody for that. It'd be really funny. I know I'm like spending money, but it's wholly worth it. Okay, I'm gonna move my mic over a little bit so you guys can hear me better. I think that's a bit better. Let me see. Yeah. No. I don't know. Slather both in mayo. Well, I can. If I just like. You know what I mean? There we go. There we go. Much better. Just like, there we go. We're not even trying right now. This is a goof. This is a goofy one. She's like really, really. She's probably like really greasy right now because of all the mayonnaise. That's alright. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Little Eleanor. Her gross. Oh, that is the wrong thing. There we go. I was gonna say her gross Jimmy Neutron head was fucking like it was bothering the shit out of me. Greasy. Very greasy. Look at that. We have a beautiful setup so far. We're only 12 minutes into the stream. Ah, we're good. We're good. I am very, very curious, though. What am I saying? I literally just lost my train of thought. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Um, the music. I have music set up, but I'm not really sure if I can play it on here because I know how YouTube and Twitch are with their copyright bullshit. So, I mean, maybe towards the end of the stream when I'm feeling like I'm like ready to get off, I could just play some music and, you know, in case YouTube wants to kick me off, I'll be like, all right, whatever. So, let me just, there we go. Little, her little brush tipped hair. I don't even know what that is. Sushi07 subscribed. Well, thank you, Sushi07. I got For Honor while I'm in a party, so no worries. I like For Honor. Is me Slug your favorite character? Yeah, you are my favorite character, Slug. You are my favorite character, and I'm glad to have you here. There you go. Ooh, you know what? You know what? There we go. We'll just do that, do that, and you know who we got now? Oh my god. Wow. Have not seen her in a while, have we now? Wow. It's her, guys. It's Flora. If in case you didn't know already, so. Gasp. Ooh, yeah. I could do that. Hold on. And let me just. Okay. Right. And let me just do that. Okay. I don't even know how you would. I don't even use references for. I'd like to retract my statement. I don't use any references whatsoever. So. Fuck. You're just gonna see me fail this one. Alright, let's see. Uh. Let's see. Oh, you know what? You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Hold on. Go back a little bit. Go back a bit. And I'm gonna have her hold. The. What is this? Is this a book? Wow. So it's. Alright. Flora is no longer violent. She don't use nothing like that. She likes to learn, guys. She's cool. I just subscribed. Hey, what's up, Chenzo? Thank you for subscribing, and I hope that you enjoy the very, very finicky stream that I'm doing right now. Thank you for the subscribe, Fel. I appreciate it. Well, we got 6 people in the chat already. That's really cool. I am very happy. Thank you for the visiting my little shop of horrors. Like this fella right here. I love this fella. She's so cool. And I like this dude too. She's pretty cool too. Let me fix that eye. Look at her. Oh, yeah. It's a dungeon of love. And I'm also subbed. Thank you, Prue. I appreciate that. Hey, Vike, what's up? This is this is one of those streams where I'm just kind of chilling out, figuring things out in a more superficial way. So if there's a lot of mistakes going on, please forgive me, all 5 of you. Or 6. 5. 5 of you. Now say Oyam. Well, I could say Oyam, but the thing is that I don't. Wait, I just said Oyam. Hmm. And the thing that sucks is that I would draw a lot of. I would draw. Okay, that was not necessary. The throat clear, but man, I love art. I do too. But yeah, with YouTube's whole censorship thing, I'm not really sure what I can draw or show. So, what brush am I using? So, funny story. Um, Before the last two or three streams, uh, I think I was using my laptop for my art, if that makes sense. I was using a lot of the I was using a lot of the um sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I was using a another Clip Studio Paint. I'm sorry, I was like completely in a brain fog just now. And it was on my laptop. But once I moved over to my new desktop, the settings got fucked up. So now I am using my G Pen, Real G Pen, which is a default brush. And I don't really change anything for my brushes, so it's pretty much everything that you see I do is pretty much just a Clip Studio Paint uh, already downloaded thing, if that makes sense. So yeah, yo, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. All right, looky. But yeah, as I was saying, the I used to have like all these fancy brushes from like the asset folders and stuff, but what ends up happening is that they don't really transfer over to other things. But if you really wanted to know, the only difference I do change for my brushes is I turn anti-aliasing off. It gives me that like really sharp texture, and it kind of lends me to having like much more. Well, I can't really do it with a smaller brush like that, but it lends me to having much more finer and grainier hatchings. Which, when you zoom out, zoom in, it's not really nice looking, but when you zoom out, it's like, oh, that's nice. So here we go. And considering my art, as you all know, it's very dirty and grainy looking, like this fucker right here. Uh, this one right here. She's uh, she's weird, and so is she. But yeah, love my little Kale. She's like a weird butterhead lettuce kind of fella. But yeah, anyway, it seems like we have a lot of people in. 7 people. It's a lot for me. So let's see. Do, 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 do. Uh, I'm kind of afraid to. Oh, collector. So I think what I could do is I can actually just work on this one. But if not, nah, you know what? Let's not work on that one. That's an old one. Let's do a new one. Let's do like a stream original one. Because if we do a stream original one, that'd be like really fun, you know? So, let us begin. All right. I usually start out pretty rough with my forms and stuff. Like I said, I don't really use refs or anything. I just kind of go by what feels and looks good, and sometimes it looks wonky. But hey, I try to practice Uh, I try to practice my muscle memory. What's the goal here? No, there's no goal really. It's just having fun, doing my thing, and I don't know. I guess some like if friends want to tune in and see my art process, it's not really a common thing. So yeah, one day I hope to commission you again. Oh, I appreciate that. I've been so busy working on my own shit, so it's like I've gotten a few people asking me if I do commissions still, but like I said, I do. I just have so much shit I do. you know, and like I could show you I could show you the documents and the well the Google documents, and oh my god, it's like 30,000 pages of lore and text, which is hence why like on my Instagram or in the discords, you could see segments that are copy and pasted from my Google Docs, but like that's only like maybe about 2% of the actual lore I can show because I'm trying not to spoil anything, obviously, if I end up publishing it or whatever. So, yeah. Man, I do. Man, I do want to learn how your art process goes. It is awesome to me how quickly and easily you draw stuff. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I mean, my art process is not very special. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna fuck up on this or not, but we ball, and I try I try to make things a lot more loose when I draw because I find when you draw something, you have you have a tighter grip. Your lines aren't gonna flow as smooth. Your hand's not gonna follow through. You're always gonna be like, okay, yep, nope, stiff, always stiff. You don't need that really. So the way I see it, um, I always take from well, Kentaro Miura, Berserk, and all those other things that I find really inspirational. So, if you have a series that you really enjoy, like Naruto or Berserk or I don't know, I don't know, My Love Story. I love My Love Story. Um, just find aspects that you enjoy about it, and see what they do right. I really like how um, like Miura draws eyes, and he draws them in this really like visceral, grungy like manner, and that's kind of why you see my art style, and it's like got these spirals and shit, so I kind of go like that, and it kind of makes it a little more dynamic in the end. But Miura, he draws them kind of like this, like really, really well, not like that, but you get what I mean. Like really squiggly. Sometimes he'll go like this, you know, kind of thing. You get what I mean. It's like they're about to go berserk. No pun intended. Um, let me see. All right. Okie dokie. Have fun, fell. And yeah, thanks for coming into the stream. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great time. And oh yeah, that's fair. I'm also financially destroyed currently, LMAO. So I couldn't even if you were. Well, you know, it's all right. Life happens for a reason, I would say. And if you have some sort of if you have some sort of problems, I really hope that you can make it through. Well, no, I don't hope. I know you will. You'll definitely make it through. It's just It takes time, you know. Life is full of struggles, I would say. Yeah, you know what I'll do? You know what? I got a cuter idea. I got a way cuter idea. Yes, I do use the eye line method kind of thing. Um, it actually gauges. It helps me gauge on where, which way the character is going to be looking. But I don't really use anything else beyond that. So that should be good, I think. Let's make it a bit lower, just a tiny bit lower, like there. Yeah, cool. All right. Nope. Okay. Eleanor. I'm just drawing Eleanor, but I could draw somebody else if you would want. I don't really mind. I've been on such a weird Eleanor kick, really. Um, I have lore, like I said, that I post all the time, and I think I mass posted on like a few servers of Eleanor's backstory, and you know, when you see the look of a character, when you see the look of a character, it's like, ah, yeah, that's a character. But when you see when you look at the character after you read their backstory, read their lore, or whatever, it's like you kind of look at them in a different light. So I kind of feel like, you know, a lot of people just kind of after that see Eleanor the way I usually see her. So I don't know if that makes sense. I go on my weird, crazy tangents about lore and shit. So I apologize. Well, uh, okay, yeah. So the way I conceptualized Eleanor is actually, you know what? I could just pull up the document. I'll read it on there. Um, let's see. the Pain. I have a Discord server that the lore section is called the Pain, and it's kind of obvious why it's called that. Um, let's see. Okay. Um, so for Eleanor specifically, her story is kind of interesting. She kind of has this weird uh can you join my server? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I'll send it to you in a DM actually. Okay. So Eleanor kind of works in my world as a messer. A messer is a kind of like a mix between a page and some sort of postmaster kind of thing. So she works for the local post office in a way, and the company she works for is the Messieri of Lalothai. Lalotai, sorry. Lalotai. The mess area of Lalotai. And that place, uh the Messieri, is kind of like the USPS. You know, it's like the United States Postal Service. It's a government mandated, government funded postal system. You know, like I said, it's a personal page system that, well, you know, you get the point. Anyway, and the colleagues within the Messieri Lalotai would know full well of the name Eleanor O'Malley. And the thing is, she's pretty infamous in the Messieri for being a family hire. She's a family hire in this company, and very, very, very much underqualified for the job she has. She's like super inexperienced. Word gets around pretty often about a woman who is this dainty looking cosmopolitan type of appearance for her, and she kind of always parades around the facility wearing like a silent judging expression. You know, just a very reclusive, very, very not just a very unfriendly aura to her, if that makes sense. Um, she's very anger prone when she is interacted with. So a lot of people, long story short, kind of view her as a spoon-fed princess, you know, anger prone princess who was given an ideal life with ideal circumstances that anybody other than her would have possibly dreamed of. It just it's great. Yeah. Her yeah, basically. But the thing is that, you know, for all that she looks like, you know, everything that she is, everything she appears to be, it's obviously not the way it is. And as such, Eleanor never really wanted a life like this. So we'll have to flash back. We'll have to flash back to her youth when she was 2 decades ago, 7 years old. In her youth, Eleanor was described as a ambitious, outgoing, and overtly interpersonal child who took great fascination with the historical aspects of her studies. And if you were curious, because not many people would have caught on to it, it was the historical aspects of her family's significance. It was a very personal thing. She was very prideful in the regard that her family helped the country form and helped the Balkan Regiment kind of come into power, essentially. Stares at me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Hello, Gatso. It's very sweet of you. That's very kind. I am explaining Eleanor lore, by the way. um. Anyway, so yes, the as I was saying, the history of her family. Her family runs the mess area of Lelotai, which they were very very small. The Elalore, yes, the Elalore. um, her family had run the Messieri, and they supported the Balkan Regiment way, way, way back in the day. So they have some ties to the actual government itself, and before they actually formed into the government. But that's neither here nor there. So, long story short, this child kind of took interest in the historical aspects of her studies. And her family, which at that time of her age of 6 or 7, was just her mother and father. And they went out of their way to care for their daughter. And to the point where it was like they were very active in her life. They wanted to be active in her life. And that's pretty ideal for most children. And as you can imagine, she kind of ate that up. She was an only child, and the only attention she got was from her mother and father, and her friends as well. So she did have friends, she had ambitions, and a beautiful, lovely house. But the childhood that she was so accustomed to would very much not remain lightweight, let's say. She held a happy-go-lucky disposition for a bit, but it would change one fateful day when she was out gardening with her mother, which, by the way, was one of her favorite activities to do with her mother. Because her mother, took great fascination in that. So, she took great fascination with that. While gardening with her mother, she would contract blood poisoning and be admitted to the Lelotai hospice, where the disease would nearly take her life. Now, with her condition worsening by the days, the physicians began to feel it was already far too late. Now, if you know anything about blood poisoning in real life, yeah, pretty much, pretty damn hard to treat nowadays too, considering everything. Pretty damn tough. But regardless, the physicians began to feel it was far too late. They certainly would be correct if it weren't for a long-retired archaist and longtime family friend of the O'Malley house named the Unbreakable Chain. Now, the Unbreakable Chain has been a character in my lore for a very, very, very long time. In fact, Eleanor has been a character that was recently drawn, but Chain and Eleanor were basically characters that went hand in hand when they were created. They're about 3 or 4 years old when, like, Flora was created. So, they weren't drawn because I was just too fucking lazy to do it. And everybody was more fixated on Flora at the time. But, anyway, my Pookie, yes. It is the Unbreakable Chain. He is unbreakable and awesome. But, yes, back then, the Unbreakable Chain, he was like this war veteran kind of guy. He served in the Age of Epoch with another character that has not been revealed by name, but he is actually Beatrice's father, quote unquote. And they both hold very similar ideals because of the things they witnessed in the war. I mean, most people would. But by this time, the Age of Epoch was done and done. The O'Malley family established the Messieri and became a centralized postal service, and the Balkan Regiment became, well, the regiment. That's pretty much it. Um, these marriages aren't unbreakable, though. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Man's had like 7 wives or some shit. Um, but yeah, so he's like super jaded, this guy, and he had the suggestion of being like, "Hey, why don't we like bloodlet the kid and take those fluids and use Archaics, which is the magic system of this world, and we can re-administer it back into her." So it's kind of like a purifying agent kind of thing. Like fucking blood transfusion. And that got a lot of pushback, as you can imagine. And the staff was appalled at the idea of ever hypothesizing bloodletting, purifying, and then just putting this fucking weird goop shit back right into a child who was dying, by the way, like a test subject. They really didn't want to appease a washed up veteran's theory. And gonna be honest with you, I can't really blame them for that. The thing is, they were kind of out of ideas. And Chain, with his persuasive language, was like, "Are you willing to live with the regret of not doing it?" And, that they went really quiet after that, as you can imagine. And they tried it. The Unbreakable Chain is a character. Have you drawn them? Yes, I have drawn them once. I've drawn them a few times, actually. Just not, like, fully. And, let me see what else. Do this, it'll be really funny, trust. Yeah, basically. Basically. It's not like the worst thing he's done, to be quite honest with you. And like I'm starting to notice that like 90% of the characters I make are just really fucked up people. They're flawed people. And that's fine. We're all flawed people. It's not the bloodletting children kind of flawed. But yes, despite all the naysay from the staff and Chain's persuasive language, they reluctantly agreed to his conditions. And luckily, the process ended up working and saving Eleanor's life. Not perfectly, but she did end up making a recovery in the end and would now be able to live a humane and okay life. But that's only in terms of health, you see. No, that's real though. Yeah. So, unbeknownst to Chain, his choices would go on to change Eleanor's life for probably better or worse. I don't really know. That's up to the reader, really. And from then on, her parents, who were a very loving duo, keep in mind, had become so horribly paranoid about her well-being, considering that they just witnessed their child suffer the worst fucking symptoms imaginable, and then just like completely bounce back like a rubber ball. Oh, the misery. Yes. Oh, the misery. They've become so paranoid after this mishap, and in the past, they have acknowledged that in the past their child has gotten herself into some sort of danger, but never really to the degree that it would ever harm her life, let alone borderline end her life. They were very much agreeing that Eleanor was a very eccentric and expressive and just overall ambitious child. I mean, like I said before, most people did know her as a eccentric child. But who is to say it stops from here? And if it does happen again, what's going to be the next time? What happens if it gets worse? I mean, this is already pretty much the height of almost killing her, you know? But what if their kid won't be so lucky next time? So, with that being said, they decided it needed to be stopped. And in order to prevent the worst things from happening, they needed to monitor her permanently. So, their rationality was it's what's best for their kid. And so on and so forth. Every single little detail that was hers would be at their suggestion and only executed under their word. So that is regarding any plans, what foods, clothes, belongings, and thoughts, etc. And that was their doing. That was their doing. And, excuse me. And, so, it's been like this for most of her life. So we're saying that she is 7 years old by the time. Well, she was about 6 years old by the time she got the blood poisoning, but 7 when she recovered. But by then, now her life is completely flipped upside down. And her life is flipped upside down, and now it's 2 decades past. She's been like monitored for a very long time, but I will say once she reached maybe her 18, 19, nah, probably about like 20. Let's say 20. She's kind of like put into this state of I don't know what life is at this point, you know? And she's been indoctrinated with this idea that she needs to be dependent, I guess. She is dependent. She is helpless in a way. And she is nothing without this dependency. So yeah, she's like about 27 now. And you can imagine by 27, 2 decades in, the air is very resentful. And I will say an irreparable distance has been wedged between what was at one point a loving family, very, very cold and very dour and just awful all around. So at 27 years old, Eleanor Marie O'Malley, feeling a sense of regret over achieving nothing in her life, wasting time that can never be returned, she is, by all accounts, a waste of space. She's kind of been at this, like someone gave her the wrong life handbook as a prank. Yeah, basically. I will say as somebody who can look at that life and be like, damn, that is really fucked. Because you have to remember 90% of her life has been dictated for her. And she, at maybe early on in her adult life, which is like maybe her early 20s, maybe 19 or so, she's kind of has to go along with this idea that that things are just going to come to her at this point because fuck, what can I do at this point? What can I do? So, the this actually extends to her job as well now, because now she's a fucking family hire for a job that she doesn't even know about, in a life she doesn't even know about, with people that she doesn't know about, and quite honestly does not trust whatsoever. The moral of the story is, or the summary of the story, I should say, is the reasoning for her parading around the facility wearing a silent, judging expression and never talking with anybody, being this anger-prone, princessy, spoon-fed kind of lady. The reality of it is that Eleanor just has a really difficult time letting people into her world, and often assumes that if she forms any sort of relationship, even a close relationship, a friendship, whatever, any relationship will be a key to her being chained up and controlled again, or more, I should say, more. She finds herself staring at people to not be not in a judging manner, but mainly because she has this sort of curiosity that, by all accounts, she's far too opposed to the idea of actually following through with. You know, it's kind of like one of those, well, that person looks really interesting from afar, but I totally want to talk to them, but I can't go through with it because I'm gonna fuck it up, and this and that and this and that. You get the point. And her spurts of anger come from the lack of wanting help, because already she kind of feels like she's a waste of space and helpless in these positions of, well, everything. So even this job, for which she never really wanted in the first place, is a constant reminder of her ultimate entrapment in life. And yeah, so basically she's like a reclusive woman who really just doesn't know how to deal with life and how to express herself, nor would she want to express herself in the first place. If you really wanted like a technical, like real life parallel to this personality, it would be a avoidant attachment style of anxiety, which is pretty difficult to deal with. Pretty difficult considering everything. Will she meet real friends, or perhaps will they meet her? Well, I didn't write this part of the lore in my servers, but after this story, this lore, the Ella lore, the Balkan Regiment came up to her Messieri, and they commissioned the O'Malley family to send word to a little village that there would be a grand presence of, I would say, pretty much every single one of the higher-ups for the Balkan Regiment to appear at this small village for a feastings festival, as they would call it. They would have to send word to a little duchess named Beatrice de Frene and let their presence known. The thing is that Eleanor volunteered for it, and her parents were very, very not happy with that, and completely opposed of it, except for the higher ups of the Balkan Regiment, who were like, whatever, go fucking do it, buddy. You know? Why drawing stop? Because I am explaining lore. I kind of got like wrapped up in it. So sorry. Um yeah. So anyway, what happens is uh they were like, "Okay, well, damn, we can't monitor her because, first of all, we have too much fucking work to do. And how are we even going to like travel without their permission?" So, they requested a bodyguard. That bodyguard turned out to be the Unbreakable Chain, who is back again. And now the Unbreakable Chain and Eleanor venture off to Pembia. Yes, Pembia, in the country of Defreen, which is where Beatrice, and as you know, Beatrice, and I will show her on screen now. That is not her. That's her right there. Beatrice is a duchess of Freen. And yeah, basically. So what happens is they set off on their own little journey, and in between the journey, the village gets fucked up. Pretty fucked up. Gets overrun by creatures, I'll say. And Beatrice's story kind of starts from there. Eleanor's story and life kind of gets really fucked up from there too, as if it already wasn't. So what ends up happening is Eleanor kind of gets thrown into Maud's pit. Now, Maud's pit is a monster prison as of right now. But before, now this is a stream exclusive because I'm not really going to say this out loud. Maud's pit is actually the underground kingdom of the Fae, or the she, which is actually, let me just spell it out for you. So the she, which is Irish. And if you know what the she is a underground fairy kingdom that, well, it's a fortress, an underground fairy fortress, and it got really fucked up. It got really, really fucked up. And the humans, the Balkan Regiment, sealed it up and essentially repurposed it as a prison for the monsters, or the fairies, the magical creatures, whatever you want to call them. And for better or worse, now Eleanor has been completely trapped in this prison, this century-old prison. And yeah, that is where she meets Kale, little Kale, who is the Butterhead Lettuce fairy. And so, to answer your question, yes, Eleanor does indeed. She does indeed get new friends, somewhat, but there's going to be a cost to that. Oh, Yum. Yes, Oh, Yum. I love her. She's so funny. But yeah, Eleanor, as you can imagine from her very complicated circumstances, not for the Maud's Pit, but her life in general, for her life, as you can imagine, does not lend her to being very social or very trusting of Kale. And can't really blame her, considering that most humans are not very fond of the Fae. Even in our real history, humans have not really had a good history with the Fae. In fact, the Irish folklore, which this this world is based upon, they actively say to avoid the Fae and do not even interact with them. And if you are forced to interact with them, you have to reluctantly be very respectful to them, very, very, very tame with them, or else they will kill you in the worst ways possible. Not just like straight up murder you, just kill. Like, as in, they will get you when you least expect it. So, point being, Eleanor is now trapped in the monster prison, where Maud's Pit, it is dubbed. Now, put you in the torment nexus. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Now, if you want to know the monkey's paw curls thing, in related to your comment, Gutso, I am a sucker for bittersweet stories and bittersweet endings. So, yeah, if that gives you a perspective on what I'm gonna go for. But yeah, so that's kind of Eleanor right there. Yeah. Me. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. I'm very happy that you like it. It's I'm when I explained the full in-depth lore, and I don't do that for very many people. I hope you know. I I'm usually met with a lot of people who are like, "What the fuck? What?" Like, I didn't expect it to be so dark, and I'm like, yeah, I tend to make shit really pretty fucking dark. Not gonna lie, um, which is fine. I like dark stories are so fun. They're so fun. You get to showcase all the little bits of humanity that you don't want to see, and you just like throw it in. And you're like, yeah, that's fucked up. Dark fantasy is my bedtime reading material. Well, I'm glad. Dark lore can still be good, though. Though. Yes, I agree. One of my favorite stories is a dark fantasy. And I don't know what it is. Don't know. Don't know what it is. Nope. Anyway, don't know what that was. Um, how do you usually write this stuff out? Is it is it thought through planning, or does it just come to you? Well, it's a little bit of both, actually. So, the way I see it, uh starting out was like the worst. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Starting out was the worst. And for people who have been around to see my lore really like grow, you know that like my lore was not like this whatsoever. In fact, like it's kind of like how Dragon Ball was, where it's just like this conglomerate of weird ideas, like a little bit of this, a little bit of a fantasy, and it's got the folklore, and it's got this, and it's got sci-fi, and it's got those robots and this guy and time travel and this and that, and it's all ambitious ideas, but I wanted something a little more consistent and a little bit more different. So what I did was I researched. Well, first of all, I read Berserk. And Berserk kind of kicked me out of the rut, and I was like, "That's the kind of story I want to tell. I want to tell a consistent story, like an epic, like not like an epic tale that just kind of gives me like this is the kind of story I want to tell. You know what I mean? Not I don't want to tell Berserk. I want to tell an epic, a story that has feeling and emotion and really delves into the topics that I love, which are psychology. I love psychology and I love fantasy and the grimdark shit. All that shit I love. So, an Odyssey. Yeah, pretty much. An Odyssey. I really need to nail down my characters' motivations and goals so I can fulfill them in the worst way possible. Ooh, what Berserk does to a motherfucker, and I'm cringe. I'm sorry. Prue, you are not cringe. You are awesome, and I appreciate you here. Now, that's the thing. So, Eleanor. I'm gonna use Eleanor because she's my recent character, right? For example, I get Eleanor. Here's a little Eleanor, right? We have her cute little layered haircut. She's got like that Leigh Nash haircut, like a Sixpence None the Richer or a Dido kind of look. Here's Eleanor. The thing is, with Eleanor, when I started her out, right, I had no fucking clue what she was going to be. Right? I had no thought process. None. None whatsoever. Okay? Didn't know who she was going to be. What she wanted. Not even what she ate. The thing is, to ask myself the real questions, though. Like, for example, where does her path go? Where do I want the path to be? Right? That's her end goal right here. Her end goal. Where do I want that to be? And, now looking at it from there, you're kind of like overwhelmed. And I know that's probably how you are right now, where you're like, you're looking at the tunnel, or not the tunnel, but like say you have a forest, right? You have a forest, and all you want to get to is out here, outside the woods, right? But you have this long, long, long stretch of road to go to. But you know what you're focused on? You're focused on here. The end goal. And not really what's right in front of you. Right? So superficial details that really make a character, a person, and their personality shine. So that being said, I started small. And I'm like, well, what do I want from Eleanor? I give her, she's reclusive. Okay? Well, all right. But here's the thing, right? You kind of run into problems when you do that if you already have established things. And I know you're going to ask that, right? Like, for example, you have Gretchen, and you have this character, and this character, and this character, right? And you want to make this trait for Gretchen, right? Now, the problem is, if you make that trait, like, for example, when Eleanor's reclusive, but there's friends around her. So how are you going to work around that? Well, that's easy. You force it. You force it. How do you like my interpretation of Beatrice? Please tell me your interpretation, because I think I know what you're talking about, but I would really, really like for you to explain it more. I have a major parts of the arc and general directions set that I need to fill it out properly now. Well, yes. So, the stuff I've drawn. I like it. I like the stuff that you've drawn. And I look forward to it all the time. It's really funny. If you would believe it, like, the funny thing is that, like, that actually is Beatrice. It's just, That's Beatrice later on, believe it or not. It's just not the one I draw right now, because that's the one before she gets like all fucking washed up. But yes, conflict. I want to see problems in stories always. Yes, absolutely. You know, you're so hyperfixated on those tiny, tiny superficial details. I mean the goal, but you want to be fixated more on the details. Because here's the thing. This is something I learned from Berserk. It's not the idea that Guts is a cool swordsman. He has a cool arm. Well, let's put a cool arm here. And he has a cool sword. And he has this. And by the way, on top of all that, he fights demons. It's not about that. That makes him so interesting and cool. It's a matter of why he does it. And why he doesn't want people touching him. Why he hates demons, and why he hates the God Hand, why he's looking for the God Hand. You know, because if you trace back all those little steps, because you can look at them as little steps, right? For example, cool sword, cut down men. I'm the black swordsman. Tell him the black swordsman is coming, right? All right. Now we have this guy who's looking for the Count of Coca Castle, right? The Count of Coca Castle is a demon. I hate demons, right? That's what I hate. Okay? All of a sudden, you trace it back, and he kills the Count. But before he kills him, he utters the words, "Where are the 5 members of the God Hand?" kind of thing, right? And there you go. Now you have your motivation. He's looking for the God Hand. Why is he looking for the God Hand? He meets up with the God Hand. And you see Griffith. Griffith is like, okay, I hate you, and I know you. So now he has like this whole story that is paved in little tiny stones. Those details are like stones in a road. They pave your direction to the end goal, as you could look at it like that. So, using Guts as an analogy, he doesn't trust nobody. And he doesn't like demons. And he is a bloodthirsty, egomaniacal asshole 90% of the time. Right? And the thing is that he's got a hard life. You know, it's those tiny little details that make the broader spectrum of Guts. This is Guts. This entire picture, this road is Guts. But the thing is that you're only looking at it as a road. It's a roadmap. But if you manually build the little stones that make that roadmap, the rest will follow through, kind of shit. You know what I mean? And that will get you to your end goal. Because what you're doing is you're generalizing your story and your ideas and your goal. And that kind of simplifies your view a little bit. Because now you're just like completely broadening it to a path that you didn't even tread on yet. You know what I mean? That's rough. That's what I did for Flora, and a lot of the time I did not know what Flora's character was. In fact, like I started Flora out as this very shy, timid creature who was willing to help people, but I flipped that on its head, and I'm like, you know, but it's not interesting. What if I did a thing where she was just kind of a bitch, you know, and she doesn't want to help people, and in fact, she's very like apprehensive and very uncaring about the idea of valuing human life because, well, first of all, she's a fairy. Most fairies in any folklore you could see would do that. But yeah. Now back to Eleanor. Because, you know, she's the star right now. She's the star. She's what we're focusing on. Because that's what we asked for, right? Or that's what I was using as the example. Eleanor, right? She's reclusive. because I'm already in a tangent. I apologize. I go into these tangents. Um, Eleanor, she's reclusive, but I already know that one of the end goals is she's going to meet Kale, right? Kale is very, very expressive, very. She's Kale. Kale. That's Kale, right? Kale doesn't really do very much beyond heal. Well, she doesn't heal. She closes wounds and sustains her health, but not really do very much beyond that. She gives moral support, I guess. And she's the guide. She's the guide. But the thing is that Kale likes to talk. Eleanor does not like to talk. So, what do? Well, I kind of imagine it like this, right? I kind of imagine it like this. Eleanor drops in the pit, and she's like, what the fuck, where am I? And she goes, hello. Welcome to hell. You know, blah, 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 blah. Can I help you with something? And, of course, Eleanor will be like, no. Get away from me, kind of shit. And that will turn off Kale, who will run away. But you have to remember something. You completely... Yes, Kale is a superfood. She is a super friend. The thing is that you have to remember something. One thing. Eleanor is a human, and Kale is a fairy. And they already don't have very good terms, societally wise. So that's going to solidify in Eleanor's mind that this creature is a danger. Because she is. But there's already that conflict right there. There's already that conflict. So an already reclusive character is not really willing to pair up with a character that I want to be paired up with. So you let the character deny it, right? Deny the help. And continue the story forth. Eleanor will go on her own merry way, and Kale will run away and be huffy about it because she was, she was not very fond of that interaction with Eleanor. Now, the thing is, it's a layered kind of storytelling. So not only did you deny the help, but now where do you go from here? Because here's the thing. Kale can run wherever she wants, and Eleanor can run wherever she wants. But they're always going to make it back to one another because in the end, this is still a monster prison. It's still a kingdom. Well, it's a kingdom, but they'll still meet each other in the end. And maybe they have the same goal in mind. Maybe. So, long story short, what I'm saying is that you play up a lot of the traits, the stones that make up your character and the image that makes up them, and you abuse them to make your path. God, I thought of a fucked up dynamic for Gretchen Wander, actually. Yeah, see? It's very easy. It actually, believe it or not, it seems harder than it actually is. It seems harder. But realistically, there's not really much problem with it. There's not really much problem. It's actually all in your head. You know, the answers are right in front of you. The answers are always right in front of you. Just gotta look. Just gotta look. Because in the end, my evil mind Evil Mind's Palace of Blorbos. Blorbos. I love it. It's a scary place. The mind of an artist. But it's cool. It's really cool. And I'm very sure that um you're fully capable of making great characters. Anybody is. Anybody is. I mean, like, there are stories that I absolutely fucking hate that would have had amazing premises if they just tweaked it. Right? Like anything in life. I'm not, like, me personally, I'm not a fan of Naruto. I don't really like Naruto that much. I used to, but I always had gripes with certain things about Naruto. And I think it would have been more interesting if they did maybe something with this, or if they harbored more on this plot point, or they harbored more on this character trait. You know, it's anybody can make a story. Even the ones that you hate, they're all capable of doing it. It's just, it takes time, and it takes you to pay attention, like I said, to the little stones that layer out your pathway to the end goal. You know? It's, I guess if you want a more technical term, it's the stones in your path are the explanations for why your characters do things. They're the, like, Guts doesn't like to be touched. Well, he was violated as a kid. I mean, it's pretty simple. But it carries over into everything else in his life. He doesn't trust nobody. He doesn't want to interact with nobody. Even his father figure, he doesn't trust anymore because of that situation. And now he has this situation where, he's forced to interact with people, the Band of the Hawk. And now he's forced into a sense of security, And when he finally opens up, Miura pulls it under the rug. All right, well, I have a purpose here with the people that are in my life, and I neglected it. I'll never neglect it again. Guess what? They die. All of them die. And what's worse is now he's reliving the worst trauma he's had when he was a kid, but now it's being done to the person he loves the most, right? That is a way of abusing your details for your character. So, like I would say, use those stones in your path, or you could use them as pages in a book. It's a guidebook. It's a guidebook to your character. And that guidebook is really, really crafty, really trusting in your hands. It's a very trustworthy sort in your hands, because that'll guide you to everything in your story. Everything. Let me see. I think the popularity in Naruto was specifically tied to how young you were when you got into it. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I feel that though, Guts. So I wish you good fortune with your background building. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Gutso's got some great art. Honestly, great art. I have been on numerous occasions wanting to commission Gutso again. The last time I was on your stream, I was like, oh yeah, I should commission Gutso. I'll do a see, what I did was I did this thing where I would have certain creators like make a make an OC, right, of like a character in my world, like any character. They could choose like a fairy or a human or whatever the fuck they want to do. and I'll give them like certain little points or whatever the fuck they want, and they make their little OC, and I make it canon secretly. uh, but yeah, so that's just a little. This is a little funny thing. I can expect that. Let's say, Mello. Are you saying to essentially bullet point past events to provide talking points you can expand on? Yes, essentially. That's what your characters are in the end. They are bullet points or backstory points, as you were. You know? Like, for example, right? She's got bad blood when she was a kid, right? That's her first big trauma, right? Because of that trauma, it's a spiral of things in her life that went pretty ass up. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's say for example, she's at the lowest point of her life. She's got nothing. And this is what I'm trying to put into place. She's a 27-year-old who has never had a boyfriend, and she's never done anything with her life beyond working for her family. She's never seen any places without her family. She's never experienced anything whatsoever, right? So she literally has a life of nothing. And she's realizing this. She's kind of going through that crisis, well, I wouldn't call it a midlife crisis, but it's definitely a crisis nonetheless. And here we have another factor, right? Another factor who comes in and is like, hey, O'Malley family, we need you to go deliver this message to a new land that somebody has never seen before, right? Eleanor perks up and she's like, I'll do it, right? Now her life is going up. Chain is coming with her. Man who saved her life. All right. She probably would trust Chain a little bit more than most people because, well, he did save her life. But I would say she's not very privy still to the interaction regardless. But her life is going up. It keeps going up and going up and going up. She makes it to the village. Now all of a sudden, boom. This woman who initially thought that her life was finally looking up, finally becoming free, finally it's her ticket to freedom. Freedom from her parents, freedom from control. She gets that independence, that little achievement that she's always wanted. And boom, right down here, and guess where she lands? A prison. Right? There you go. It's pretty simple like that. But now, I could do something really fucky. Like, for example, now she's on a time limit. And she gets blood poisoning again. Could. But that's really up to what I want to do with the story. That's just an example. I would never do something like that. Yeah. Oh boy. Hell yeah, I missed a lot and came back to you mid-explanation. Nah, it's all right. I literally, I just go on tangents sometimes and I reiterate the same shit over and over, but in different ways just to like hammer in the idea better. Um, Mods put that girl in a situation. Yep, pretty much. I mean, like, you know, like Guts coming back to Casca during the conviction arc was not of his own doing. That was of Casca's doing. Casca literally ran off to the conviction tower, and now he's forced to do something about his past, right? Storytelling is about forcing your characters into situations they very clearly don't want to do. But here's the kicker, right? Here's the kicker. You do it in a symbolic way. So, like what I did with Eleanor, she wants freedom. Okay? Almost gets freedom. Boom. In a prison. Now, she has to trust Cale. Right? She has to trust Cale. Because if she doesn't trust Cale, she's going to fucking die. Like, as an example, stares at you. Oh boy. I would never. I would never. Tangents are fun though. I have no knowledge of Berserk except for your lore dump here. Well, I would recommend Berserk, but it's very tough to read. It's very, very tough to read, mainly because it's very dark. That's the thing. I just need the situations now. I'm so close. Well, there's tons of things you could do. There's tons and tons of things you could do. You just need to have it be symbolic. In a symbolic way. A very symbolic way. Let me see. Also, I know I've been talking about Eleanor, but I think I absolutely love her her little, like, I don't even know what to call this, like the layer. It's layers, but she has like these weird layers, and then she has like this little thing here. I don't know what this is, but it's really funny to me. It's really funny. I love it. I love Eleanor. She's so funny. Getting Gretchen, literally carrying her dad is awesome. I don't know where she'll bury him. And now I want to apply it to the overall arc with Wander. Well, you could do that. You very well could do that, actually. See, I don't want to give advice that, like, I'm not really entirely sure on, like, your entire lore, but if you want, we could discuss about this later on at some point, and I could try helping you reconcile something. That's up to you. Okay. Okie dokie. I'd be more than willing to listen to your lore. The dark fantasy genre is fine. Don't worry. Exactly. There's nothing wrong in the dark fantasy genre. I don't know about y'all, but like one of the main inspirations for Eleanor's segment of the story, I don't know if this is going to be telling, is Silent Hill. I love Silent Hill. I've always loved Silent Hill. Just the idea. Oh, I just love it. I fucking love it. I love the idea of a place that like completely, like a place that completely torments somebody with their past and like their worst traits, forcing the character to acknowledge them is such a brilliant idea in retrospect. I loved it with Jacob's Ladder, and I loved it in Silent Hill. So, damn, I love Silent Hill. It's so good. And actually, believe it or not, when I went to Comic Con for well, Comic Con, I actually nabbed this really cute Cheryl keychain, Cheryl Mason or Heather Mason if you're nasty like that. But yeah, it's so cute, and it's got like a cute little Cheryl in the back. It's like a double-sided one. I always look at it all the time. I got another idea. The voices. The voices. I'm very glad. I think that's usually like how I get my ideas. Like I just go rambling about random bullshit, and then it just comes to me where I'm like, yeah. Like for example, I go and I'm like, well, I want to rant about Eleanor, right? But I'm not entirely sure on what to talk about with Eleanor because, well, I quite frankly, I don't know much about Eleanor. Guess what? I don't need to know nothing about Eleanor. I just kind of make up a little tiny thing on the fly, and then I'm like, maybe that'll work. And then that's how you get the lore segments. I literally just kind of rant about it to somebody, and then when I have time, I revise it, and boom, you have the lore segment. And by revising it, I should clarify, I add the little stones in the path. So yeah. Let me fix that eye though, because Character building 101. Cool idea, rant about it. Yep. That's how I do it. Then again, I'm not really sure if I'm the right guy to take all this advice for, but hey, if it works for you, I'm really happy. I'm super happy about that because in the end, I just want all of you to be happy, and I want all of you to thrive and showcase your passions in a viscerally nice and lovely way. This has turned into a lore stream more than an art stream, but that's okay. I like explaining lore, and I really like explaining, well, everything, really. Nope. No, no, no. Do you take guests? Guests. Like as an interview kind of thing, or guest stream? Just bros chatting about lore. Well, I have never done it before. This is actually my first time doing a stream. Well, second time doing a stream with this program. I'm using OBS right now, so I've never done it. So I'd have to look at how to do that. But I could. I most definitely could. Where does Eleanor get her hair done? Honestly, I don't know. Probably herself. Because that's how I would imagine it. Actually, hold on one second. Let me see if I can do something. Do. If you wanted to know, let me see where I can like get a picture. No. Boy, oh boy. Nope. Where is a picture? Picture. Do you know what that is? It's tough. That's what I think. No. I am trying to find a picture. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay. Can I save it? Oh, yes, I can. Okay. Yep. All right. If you were wondering, that's who was Eleanor's biggest inspiration, Lanesh. So, if you're wondering why she has such messy, weird hair, it's because I keep listening to Sixpence None the Richer, which is like very, very girly, very, very 90s. But hey, it's good music, and I don't give a fuck. There we go. There She Goes. Okay, yes, so you fucking know. You know. I love There She Goes. It's so good. I love There She Goes. In fact, that's actually the song I was listening to when I made Eleanor. So, There She Goes is so good. You can't deny it, though. She's adorable. Ah, you know what? That's what's bothering me. The face shape is a little off. There we go. Let me just do this real quick. Now the real art starts, where I'm like control Zing everything. I think Eleanor would be like from the 90s, totally. She'd probably be like, yeah, she'd be from the 90s, 100%, rocking that hair. Yeah. Nope. Okay. Yeah, let's just say that. He is. Oh my god. Yeah. He's good. He's probably good. He's probably good. He's probably like totally fine. I think he's fine. I say as if I'm like not the fucking creator. Yeah, well, no, I think he's fine. I think he's fine, Gutso. That's all. He just went to the farm. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. He's a jaded man. He's a jaded old man. Do you have it in your heart to explain more about Chain to the uninitiated? Yeah, sure. Well, first and foremost, he is a archaist. Now, archaists in my world are kind of like these scholar revolutionary figures of society, essentially. And anybody who makes it to be an archaist is pretty much set for life. They get they get a pretty decent living, essentially. Um, and they also get like unfathomable amounts of knowledge that they have access to at that point. And on top of that, they are able to influence the well the direction of society and guide their path essentially to how would I call it wholeness, let's say, wholeness. Because the way I kind of let me see if I could get my Google Doc up real quick. The way I kind of conceptualized the world of here, this whole world, is the Balkan Regiment, right? It's like a human government, and it's got human. Well, it's a centralized human government essentially, and this human faction, it's been in power for maybe 150 years, maybe 200 years. It's pretty new, all things considered. And they're structured under a warped view of cosmology and the humanistic influence we have, essentially. So essentially, it's I don't know how to explain this. It's like Scientology. It's like Scientology in a way. Now, I would say it's not as fucked up as Scientology, but it's some degree of that. Now, their whole goal in life is just to find wholeness, let's say, the true self. They're about self-discovery and the universal aspect of self-discovery, if that makes sense. Now the thing is that knowledge is sort of locked up with a certain group that can access this knowledge, and that faction is technically the fairies. And the fairies have this magic or ability that can influence people and look into the soul, look into the self, every aspect of the self. The Balkan Regiment did not like that control, and as such, they ended up wanting to stop being controlled by them fuckers. So they were approached by the Talmai, which are, believe it or not, the Talmai. Here, I'll draw you a Talmai right now. That, my friends, is a Talmai. Now, the thing is, I've never drawn a Talmai before, so just in case you were wondering, that right there, that creature is a Talmai. Okay. And the Talmai are technically Fae. What they did was they introduced the humans to the art of Archaix. Archaix is like it's a humanistic version of Flora's magic, or the fairies' magic, as you would put it. And the only way they can do that is by, well, putting it in materialistic shit. I like alchemy, in a way. Whilst the fairies use their magic in interpersonal ways by touching. They are touch-related magics. But they both kind of do the same shit, just in different retrospects, if that makes sense. Now, the Talmai, they helped develop, I should say, the Archaix. Archaix ended up allowing this faction, the human faction, to take a stand against the fairies, and essentially create the Epoch. Now, the Epoch is a book. The Epoch is a book. It is, excuse me, it is the centralized, it's the knowledge, the conglomerate of all archaics. It's the guidebook to archaics, but in the worst form possible, as you can imagine. If you want it to be really like, well, it's like an edition 1 kind of shit, where it's like all that untapped potential, untapped knowledge in the form of a book. Even like the most atrocious shit you could possibly do would be in that book. They created the Epoch. And now the age of the Epoch began. And so did the conflict between the fairies and the humans, which would only end up with, if you remember, let me move that. The pit. Okay. So there's Maud's pit. That's not what it actually looks like, but you get the point. The thing is, like I said, the creation of Maud's pit, well, before the creation of the Maud's pit, it was just a fairy kingdom, and it was a fairy portal. You know, like not really a portal, but a gateway to the fairylands. And what ends up happening is the humans, the Balkan Regiment, found this little secret hidey hole. And they were like, oh shit. They were like, oh shit. I know where the main base of operation is for the Fae. So what they did was they went back to their friends and they rallied up a campaign and they took that campaign into Maud's pit. And some of those people were certain warriors, certain not creatures, certain Talmai, as in Beatrice the First, who she's based off of, or named after, I should say, her great grandmother. I mean, just grandmother or great grandmother. It's one of them. But point being, her relative, let's say, and what ends up happening is Beatrice and Dendo, who is Beatrice's quote-unquote father, and the Balkan Regiment's leaders, you know, all them motherfuckers, and and Chain, Unbreakable Chain. But at this point, he was just Chain. The thing is, they led that campaign into the Fairylands, which is pretty untapped, pretty fucked up. And they completely just led this campaign of destruction in the enemy base. And essentially left it as a hellhole. Problem is that they were trapped in the hellhole with Maud. Maud is the queen of the queen monarch. It's the monarch. It's the monarch of the fairies. Maud is the monarch of the fairies. Problem is that now she sealed up that fucking gate with all of them in there. And the main objective from then on was not to completely destroy those fuckers, it was to survive those fuckers. Because now there's no escaping them. But what ends up happening is that a lot of people don't make it out, let's say. And I'm talking like a lot, let's say. What ends up happening is Chain is the one who kind of takes charge and is unbreakable. His will was unbreakable. You know, he survived pretty much the horrors of Maud's Pit. You know, at this point, like in the present day where Eleanor is venturing in it, it's way worse than it was before. But you have to imagine, you know, this is a cave. This is an underground complex of magical bullshit, right? But now it's this wasteland of completely broken effigies and, well, rusted effigies, as you could say, rusted and ruinous buildings and I would say red tinged surfaces, really, and everything smells like pennies. It's like gross. It's really fucking gross, and there's like a dense air to it. It's like really hard to breathe in a way. It's just super unlivable through and through. And regardless, I bet it's humid too. Ew. Yeah, probably. Probably. Um, it's like a dense, penny-smelling hellscape, and nobody's really living a good life down there. See, the thing is Eleanor has to fucking live through that shit and go through that shit on a time stamp. These fuckers had to do it for like months. And I mean, you know, just unfucking believable to think about when you really think about it. So that's kind of the reason why he's called Unbreakable Chain, because he led his campaign out of Maud's Pit before it could get so fucking bad. And I'm talking like worse than it already was kind of shit. Now that being said, he kind of had this jaded perspective come with him everywhere he went now, because, well, I mean, you know, he's a war veteran at that point, and he survived a pit of madness essentially. So I mean, at that point, you're not really like terrified of anything, not even like experimenting on a child. But it's for the greater good, as they would say. I love he. I am glad. Obviously there's more nitty gritty to it, but yeah, he was a young guy back then too. So I mean, keep in mind this shit happened before Eleanor was born, and the man is like probably well into his late 50s, I think. I need to line up the timeline a bit better, but yeah, he's around like 50, late 50s or some shit. Now I'll watch you tear him away from me. Yes, absolutely. That is my job after all. Oh, I love it. It's so funny. Look at that motherfucker. Ain't they funny? They funny. It's okay. My faves are all fated to die. What? Nah, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Nah, you're good. You're good. You're good. I love this whiteboard of lore. I literally just lore dumped everything. Well, not everything, but I lore dumped, and that was kind of the point. I think it's funny. Squid question of the day. So saddle up. What sort of armors are present in the world? Just as vague as possible. Hmm. Well, let me see. I would say. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I would say that you would have like the archetypal like salad stuff like that. Salad. I think it is. It's like the helmet kind of thingy. Actually, wait, hold on. I could just draw it out. Because I'm an artist. Duh. But and then there we go. Yeah, that's good enough. Those kind of helmets are present. Now keep in mind, it would be the French salad because of the this one came from the Freen, which is France technically. Um, there's also, if I remember correctly, see when does this take place? Because I believe I took a lot of inspiration from just the time period in general. 15th century. Yeah, it's about 15th century armor essentially. Um, let me see. Chainmail kind of works. Um, regular helmets. You know, like just helmets in general, I guess. Do do do. Yeah, I would say like it's a weird mix between like certain 15th century armors. Um, fuck, I forget the name of that one Roman armor, but it was really fucking cool. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like really bulky looking. Kind of looks like this. Kind of had that. Let me just move that real quick. Uh, yeah, pretty much. It's not fully protected armor, but it's just good enough for it to work. Thing is that you kind of don't like you kind of can't protect yourself in this world because um well the fairies exist and the fairies don't really abide by the law of armor. So, you know, it's pretty like I mean obviously you have like real tangible human threats, but their main focus was always going to be the fairies because they are through and through a big problem to the human society, or they were, I should say. Yeah, I see. Yes. Okay. I'm quite satisfied with that Eleanor picture. Nah, just oh, wrong button. Nah, bombastic side eye. Yes, yes, ma'am. Bombastic side eye. Yeah, that's fine with me. I like her. I like her longer face, like her elongated face and the longer nose. This is really unique to me. It's really cute. I think my favorite trait that I gave her though was the squinty eyes though. I really like her angular hood shaped eyes. They're just I don't know mixed with all of those little tiny traits. It's just really I don't know. I find it cute. I find it pretty cute. So let's see, and I have a little dedicated Eleanor. Uh, what's it called? Palette. So if I want to like color her, I can. Is that good enough? Yeah. Yep. 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 Hmm. Honestly, maybe I should just do the regular one. Yeah, I like that better. She's a little gray. That's okay. We all a little gray sometimes. Yeah. I don't usually color on one layer. I'm just doing this for the stream. So do not get all upset. I'm okay. I'm doing all right, and I can swim. Just putting that out there. Just do that. Let me see. All right, somebody message something in the chat. I'm gonna check it. You know why? I know why. Cause all right. Uh, why is she so cute? Why? She's peanut oil and she's hot. Well, I don't know. To be quite honest, I don't know. I like I said, I've had Eleanor in the back of my doodles and notes for like ages. Like I'm talking like years and years and years and years. I've been so lazy to draw her. Like she went through like one or two different iterations, obviously, but I don't know. Just none of them really stuck out to me. And here, like, when I was making Eleanor, I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna like make this character for once, right? Like, I just felt like I wanted to draw her, and then you know, there you go, boom. I listened to some Lane Ash. There she goes, sixpence, none the richer, and I was like, well, I like layered haircuts. You know, I like Farnese from Berserk. I like Lane. I like the way Heather from Silent Hill looks, and I like how Dido and Dolores O'Riordan looks. So basically, it was a bunch of '90s women, and Heather from Silent Hill that influenced the look of our dear Eleanor, who is my well, she's my OC, clearly. But little fun fact, because I'm sure a lot of you noticed, what I do for Eleanor is I have different layers for her clothes, as you can see, and I color code them. Right, as you could see, like that from up here. Well, see, the thing is, and I had to make a reference for this, right? I had to make a reference for this. But the first layer is this little cloak or a robe. It's like a nightgown or some shit. It's like a gown, whatever you want to call it. Cloak, robe, the gown, dress. It's a dress. And then on top of it is this. It goes like this. Okay. And then on top of it is her vest. And that is all fastened by a belt. And there you go. You got Eleanor's outfit, which is stupidly complicated, but I like it. Let me check this chat real quick, too. Ooh, wonder if you can make her have a more sickly palette, too. Hmm. Yes, I wonder. Sorry I haven't been chatty. I'm tired and lurking and basically dead. I'm sorry, Vike. I'm really sorry. I really hope you feel better and, you know, I don't mind that you don't talk. I would like it if you did, but it's like I understand and dude, like honestly, it's all good. Don't stress yourself. Don't, you know, it's okay. You're good. I just want what's best for you, you know? And I really do appreciate it that you're here, regardless. Like it shows you made the initiative. So I give a round of applause for you, and I'm rooting for you, Vike. Um, would she kiss me beneath the bearded barley? Yes, yes, indeed. She is truly she's the Lay Nash of this universe, except like she suffers horrible, horrible things and is not Christian. Um, so yes, she would like that song "Kiss Me," which, by the way, "Kiss Me" is a very, very good song. I do not give a fuck if it is if it is the most effeminate thing for me to listen to, I give no fucks. That's good shit. Bicon Eleanor. It's well, I mean, yeah. I could do something devious, but like Bicon Eleanor though. I could. I mean, I made that one. I made this doodle for my friend Grumpy Lumpy. By the way, one Grumpy Lumpy is his username, and he makes fantastic fucking art and a fantastic comic series called Bury Everybody, or Bury Everyone, I should say. And it's pretty fun. It's a fun series. And I made him a picture of his main character Epper and Eleanor, and she was like she was choking Kale, and she was like, oh, that little bastard, your little bastard ate all my fucking macas. And I was like, I love it. I love it because like what preceded was a conversation, a joke about like how they ended up banging or some shit. This is like TMI. This is like completely TMI, but it's really fucking funny in the end. And out there in the discords, there is a picture of it, but I will not share it. So yes, Gutso by Con Eleanor. I could do it. I have the power. Oh, I have the power. I have the power. I can do it. Okay. It's good. Oh, Jesus Christ. I really want this. It's so funny. Oh my god. Oh. Chat, this is going to be a stream that you're going to fucking love. All right. So I'm about to do something that is absolutely fucking abhorrent. Delayed, but thank you for the kind words. Right now, trying to muster the effort to write more Revenant Flowers stares at you. So Mela will finally get more Vamba content. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes. I fucking love Vamba. She's so cool. Grumpy is in my state too. Wow, wow, wow. Yes. Grumpy is really fucking cool too. I really do recommend. Oh, wait. I found it. Wait, I found it. Hold on. It's a simple little sketch, but I am not proud of this picture. Well, I am proud of it. I'm actually more proud of the this part right here. I drew it for this. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I drew it for this. I needed this. Christ. Anyway. She's shrunken. She's like gone. That's not how you say it. Okay, wait, so that's not how you say it. How do you pronounce it? I'm really curious because like I've been Vamba? Is that? I'm not really sure now. Also, yes, Oyam. Poor Oyam, gone forever, but not unloved because I'm about to give. I'm about to do like the most heinous thing imaginable. Vamba. Oh, okay, Vamba. That's cool. I like that. That's really really cool. You know what? Quite honestly, I like Vamba more. Vamba sounds better. Okay. What was it doing? Vamba. Vamba number 9. Where is this picture? Oh my god. No, no, okay. Alright, I thought you were going to fucking say it. I thought you were going to type it. I got so scared. I got really scared just now. I got really scared. Oh my god. Alright, let me just. Don't question it. Just let the process go. Just let the process happen. We're all good. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. This is good. This is good. We're good. This is the first time I'm gonna use a ref too, so we're good, guys. Uh huh. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good. This is everything. Me and Shane. Yeah. Imagine. Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh my god, bro. Send me a ref. I will do it. I'll actually do it. I'll literally. I'll make you a full painting. Oh god. Oh, it's so bad. It's gonna be well. It's good. It's really good, but it's so good. It's bad. Oh my god. I'm like looking back and forth at this ref. I need to like do better at it. Okay. We just okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's how they did it. Okay. Hold on. Oh my god. That's so bad. But it's so good. Oh, you know what? No, that's not how it goes, bro. that's so good. Yeah. Oh yeah, now we're cooking, guys. That's what we doing. We're cooking. Yeah, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, we're cooking. How many times have you drawn this already? Once actually, only once, and that was with Flora and Beatrice. But I have to update it now. I have to do the new dynamic duo. And also, I've never done this on stream, so it's like the Forbidden Fusion dance. I need to get, I need to get this on my character's prove Teresa. I was wait, I was waiting. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, that'd be so funny. That would legitimately be funny. I honestly, you should do it. You really should. It's really funny. No, I fucked that part up. That's all right. Happy little accidents. Yeah, just do that because that looks better. Yep, much better. Jesus Christ. The Forbidden Fusion Dance. I think I read that already, but if not, well, yeah, pretty much. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Oh my god. If something ever happens with my art, like I mean like if I ever in the very 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 slim chance that I actually kick off something with this is going to like haunt me for the rest of my life. This is going to haunt me. And I'm going to be okay with that personally. It's going to be really fucking funny. It's going to be like, "Yep, Mr. Viggs, can you explain this picture of your characters kissing and making out and stuff?" And I'll be like, "Yep, I did it because it was fucking funny." Have you seen the latest Beast in Black song? Yes, I have. It's very good. It's very very good. They always make really good music. Let me see. This kind of looks like a Smiling Friends episode. Oh my god. so this is so fucking weird. What's my opinion on a Tig Bitty Beatrice? Right on. That shit fucking good, bro. Tig Bitty, anything is good. So Tig Bitty is good. Is good. What more can I say to that? It's just good, man. It's just good. Tig Bitty. Who doesn't like Tig Bitty? Just do that, yeah. No. Okay. Can't believe I'm actually like putting detail into this. I really shouldn't. It's the artist's desire, though. The artist move. Oh boy. Oh, you know what? I could do that better. I could do that better, I reckon. Jesus Christ. You are free to unfollow me now. Yeah, you're right. Cause like Kale doesn't have fingers, so it's like they're kind of like weird, stubby mitten thing. Well, they're not mittens. They're yes. Oh my god, it's so fucking bad. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. This is everything I could have hoped for. This is everything I could have hoped for. Will you be posting these in the Discord after, or are we doomed to wait? Nah, I'll probably post it, honestly, because, like, you know, this is too good not to post. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Head was a little oblong looking. Plus, like, she's using a cabbage, so it's like, or lettuce, I mean. That's why it's so amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see what I could do about that one, though. Thinking maybe I could do some intimate things with that hand, like put. Yeah, there we go. There we go. She's wanting that action, dude. Yeah, I put this as like, yeah, this is kid friendly, so you don't have to age restrict my stream, YouTube. But YouTube's gonna look at this and be like, man, fuck this guy. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Alright. Let me see something. Uh do do do. Nope, that's the wrong one. Artist moment. Either I forget what layer I'm on or I forget what color I'm using. Okay. Jesus Christ. This does not give grounds to ship Eleanor and Kale. I repeat, this does not give grounds to ship them. I am doing this as a joke. So do not make any sort of content. I don't want to wake up and see this. Oh my god. It's happening. If they get shipped, I will die. What if I ship? Alright, fair enough. You know what? You know what? Whatever. I don't mind anyway. Jesus. This is raunchy. I'll give like little Oyama over here some space, but she's not gonna have too much because uh I'm very inclined to use this. Is that the Oh yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, I've memorized all the layers at this point. All right. Oh no, kale and a salad bowl. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. All right. Well, kale is like a weird yellowish color, so or like a lime, like a really lime green. So that's her. And that's her arm. Oh jeez. And then the salad part, lettuce part, whatever you want to call it, is like this, more of like a natural grassy green kind of look. So yeah, she is a little bit of a salad bowl, ain't she? But she willingly got in the salad. She didn't need to be mixed up. She just like did it. What does that say about her though? Like, I mean, I don't know. Well, she certainly gets tossed around a lot. Okay, dokie. Let us see. What else are we doing? There we go. Actually, is that the same? Yep, that's the same color. Okay. All right. My masterpiece. Again, like let me see. What if I just added like little? Just, yeah, there's no way I could fix it, but I'm too lazy. So, oh, you know what I could do? You know what I could do? Hold on. Nope. Okay, that's it. So if I do this, Oh my god. Nope. Okay. I think I have to go, but it was awesome catching your stream. Hopefully you do so again. Oh, well, I hope you have a great night, or oh, it's morning for you now. I hope that everything goes well, and feel free to hit me up. Honestly, so yeah, yeah, I'm happy to talk about your lore more, and thanks for tuning into the stream. Honestly, I'm really happy. Their marriage is beautiful. Bye, bye, guts. I'm happy that you're enjoying the stream because it is. This has been a ride. This has been certainly a the stream ever. Oh my god. It's so good. It's so fucking good. It's so good. All right. Jesus. This is just you know what? You know what? Better. What if I like oh my god. You know what? Let me see something. If I duplicate the layer and I just kind of like ooh, fancy. I like that. That's good. Let me see. Did I? Oh, fuck. I accidentally got the wrong one. I think I'm putting way too much fucking effort into this. But we ball. Wish I knew how to draw. No, bro, you know how to draw. You know how to draw, dude. It's fucking amazing. I love your drawings, dude. They're so good. They're like literal. They're like amazing. Let me just get rid of that. Yeah. Oh my god. Hell yeah. I draw in small bursts, then I burn out quickly. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that one. Honestly, but whenever you do it, it's really good. Like I really like your art, man. It's really good. I like your angel art though. It's so like I don't know, man. Like that. Like I don't know what to say. That's like not uh what's it called? Like that's like friendly for YouTube, but like it just like everything that you draw is like really good. Like the anatomy and all that shit. I think it's good. This is really good. She's just the go-to character for when I experiment. Yeah, but still, it's really good. All right, what happens if I just merge the layers? Yeah, it's gonna turn out like that. Whoa, freaky. I love doing shit like this. It's like really weird looking. Yeah, I'm gonna keep them unmerged for now. Oh, that Eleanor before looked really cool. What was that? That's a nice one, but okay. Notice how you draw like how I sketch on pencil and paper. Also, don't know why I just really like the simple bob haircut shape. Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. I like bob haircuts. They're really pretty. And yes, I do lots of simple lines and strokes and shit like that. I do that just mainly because I don't know, it's the most comfortable for me. And like I think my art just looks better when it's like really messy looking. I don't know. Like there's strangely like a weird form to it. You're thinking about boiled lines. Yeah, well, boy oh boy. If only I had the gall to show off the imperial long ton of half-worked pieces in my art folders. That isn't the usual me thing. Ah, I'm sure, dude. Honestly, you're gonna find somebody that's gonna love your shit. Like even if you think you're not gonna, somebody will. Believe me. I mean, you guys are here with my fucking whatever the fuck this shit is, and I don't know, like that. It's cool. Like you have a passion for something. Like you have a passion for like I don't know Warhammer or something, dude. You're gonna find like millions of people who love Warhammer as well. So just share away your stuff. It's cool. It's really cool. Guaranteed, you'll get more people who appreciate it that way too. Yeah, man, just share away. Honestly, I mean, like it's not really ideal of what you want to hear, but what's the worst that happens? People don't like it. I mean, dude, fuck them. Honestly, you don't really need people like that in your life. You know, you just stick to the people that you want to hang out with. That well, people that you want to hang out with and the people that want to hang out with you. It's not like I guess people, humans, whatever you want to call it. I think it's just, we put ourselves in such a mental prison on like getting hung up on like what kinds of people we should be interacting with. And um once we do it kind of feels like the end of the world. Like, oh wow, well, I'll never find somebody else again or whatever. But, you know, it just happens. You're not really like confined to one type of person forever. And that's okay. That's totally cool. I just never know when something is truly done. I know. I totally get what you mean, but I used to get hung up on that all the time, and I would like see the thing is that the thing is right. You getting hung up on like never knowing when it's truly done. It's not going to be done because the fact of the matter is that you're not posting it. You're not really sharing it. You're just kind of keeping it in a dusty folder for nobody to see, and not even for you to actually enjoy the the spoils of it. Like and that's fine. Like I don't think you should be chasing like followers. I don't think you should be chasing um clout. I don't think you should be doing any of that. I think the fact of the matter is that you should be choosing to um find self satisfaction more than you should be uh getting other people's approval. But it's still nice to have people who really just enjoy your stuff and want to be invested in it. So, don't worry about like not having it be done quote unquote because it doesn't need to be done to be enjoyed. It really doesn't need to be. I mean, like look at all the shit from years ago. Like even Evangelion was like pretty much not even done in the creator's eyes until he made like um the latter shit. Like he had to go back to it several times. Even George Lucas, like the guy who made Star Wars, like a $1 trillion conglomerate, that's not even owned by him anymore. He sold it. He's rolling in dough while those fuckers are just, well, they're making their own movies. He's still making money. Well, he's still reaping the rewards. But the point I'm trying to make at the end of the day is, even George Lucas, he went back to his old shit and he kept completely reworking it and making it that way. Like in his own image. He never really thought it was done to begin with, but the true the true word of it is that you know every artist is a perfectionist in some shape or manner, and you're never really gonna find that. You're never gonna find it. Never, ever, 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 ever. In fact, the only time you're ever gonna find that perfection is probably on accident, just straight up. You know, I don't know why, how, but it does, and I know you will find that secret, whatever, that the potential that your art has. I already know you do, guaranteed you do, but it just, first of all, it takes time. It takes tons of time. It takes a lot of effort, time, but that's all work being put into it. That's all work. And I'm pretty sure anybody who has ever made an art tutorial on YouTube and anybody who's ever made um a video in general about art or any project will say that you just need to work at it. But I'm here to say just do it. Do it, obviously, work at it, but share it. Share it out. And you get criticism, you get criticism. You just take it and roll with it. It's good, bad, whatever. Because at the end of the day, it's your work. I think that's a beautiful thing, regardless. Like there's some kind of perfection in the imperfection, if you ask me. I don't know if that makes sense, but and I'm saying this as I'm saying this with a fucking my two OCs who have nothing to do with each other and don't even give a shit about it. Well, one of them gives a shit, but like I mean they're making out right now. Like this is literally like I'm giving you this advice while I'm doing this. I can guarantee you when I was younger and I did this, I would be like nobody would like this. And I would just keep it away in a folder as well. I would do the same shit. I'm telling you. So share it out, man. It's fun. It's just fun, and you're doing it for fun. So who cares? Plus, it's not illegal or anything. If we did this. Oh God. Jesus Christ. This has been a very productive stream. Let's see. Very. I agree. What the fuck? All right. Well, I think I think that I'm going to call it here. I think this was a very productive stream and I like where this went. And yeah. Wow. I'm very surprised at the amount of people that showed up. And I cannot thank you all enough for that, honestly. Like I sincerely appreciate that. Um yeah. Just thank you. Thank you all for your support and thank you all for enjoying my work, really. It means a lot. It really, really means a lot. Um I never really thought I would ever get to this point where I just, would have people who really were dedicated to my stuff. And I'm glad that you all like Beatrice. I'm glad that you like Flora. And I'm really, really happy you guys like Eleanor and Kale. That just means a lot to me. and I just wanted to thank you all for that. Um, and of course, I will continue to make more art. Um, and more serious art, obviously, because this is not the this just isn't what I normally make, but we ball, man. We just go. We just keep going. I have a huge crush on Floor. I appreciate that. I really do. And I appreciate all the words you all give. I appreciate all the art, whether that is the that is the normal art and the fan art, and I appreciate all the not safe for work art too. And I'm looking at you, Stig. I'm looking at you, but it's all great. It's really all great, and I'm really appreciative of it. And I wanted to thank you all. Just thank you so much for that. And yeah, I think with that being said, I will end the stream. And I'm not sure when I'll do this again, but it was fun, and I cannot wait to. Maybe I will do it again. So I appreciate it. Thank you all. So have a good night. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good night. And yeah. Stig is like gritting his teeth right now. Yeah, man, I'm looking at you, bro. I'm looking at you. Have a good night, fellas. Thank you again. And enjoy the rest of your weeks and stuff. Good night. Yeah.